Good morning, YouTube. So I've just done another collective over on TikTok for what's next once you actually come into union with your person. So if you want to go look at that. Otherwise, this one I've decided or felt called to do what's blocking union from happening right now. Like what's something that you need to be working on, what they need to be working on, what's blocking this from coming in at the moment, okay? Actually this one. Okay, so what is blocking union at this time, please? Oh, nearly dropped it. Excuses, okay, so either you or the person on your mind are blocked by thinking of all the reasons why this couldn't work or all the reasons why it didn't work in the past, so this is why it won't work this time. And as well, that can be holding on to old versions of one another. And again, it's hard to let the old version you have of someone in your mind go because you haven't seen the new version yet, so you only have the memories of how they were. But it's about recognizing that if you're growing, they're growing too. So if you're wanting union with this person, you have to imagine that they're going to be the kind of person you want to come back to you, not the old version of them. And it also could be that you're making excuses in your mind as to why they haven't come back because it's making you anxious and you don't like anxiety. There you go. So you're making excuses in your head about why they might not be coming back and driving yourself crazy and causing yourself anxiety. You were afraid to get close to someone. They are scared to give them a chance. So they too, I want to say this is both of you. At the moment, you're both making excuses for why this hasn't come back together yet. You're holding on to old versions of one another and it's both giving you anxiety because you're scared to give this another go. But your angels are saying, give them a chance, give each other a chance to show that things are different this time. Someone's going to have to, but at the moment it's too soon. So I think if you are both in this mode of making excuses for why this couldn't work or why this person hasn't come back yet and giving yourself anxiety, those are blocks that you need to clear out. So at the moment it is too soon. And this says you get too serious too soon, get to know each other before committing fully. So not rushing it, not going from 0 to 100 in the relationship when it comes back in, especially if you have fear of it ending again. Rushing it will cause more problems than good. It's like allowing it to go with the natural flow. Excuses. Unsocial. You need to get out and mingle with new people so you can meet someone. So I want to say that you've been making excuses too on why you haven't been going out or socializing with people, because it's like you're sitting around waiting for this person, but at the same time, sitting around waiting for them is giving you anxiety. You're making excuses for why it's still not come back around yet. You need to get out and be more social. Part of what will help you release this anxiety and holding on to reasons why it won't work will be getting out there and spending time with friends and doing things with other people so that it's like life does go on. Because also when this does realign and come back together, you don't want to be again with 0 to 100 where you're spending all your time with this person and neglecting other areas of your life. Anxiety. Everyone leaves. And it says choose a partner who can commit to you and let yourself commit to them. So this could even be that at the moment the reality is that you're not together. It did end. So again, commit to yourself to keep living your life and not be in this waiting feeling. And it's not to say they won't always be at the back of your mind and that you won't miss them or have these feelings, but don't just sit and wait. Keep living your life and getting on with things. Under 2 soon, you've got demanding. You set impossible standards for your partner to meet. Be less demanding. So maybe part of your growth is about being hypercritical of your partner or holding on to things for too long, and for them too, because this is the blocks for the both of you. So you both kind of demand too much from one another, and it's not to say you can't have standards, but it's about not setting impossible standards. That's also part of growth too, when you come back into union, to understand what each other can give the other one, and not knowing how you can give to one another without what I'm hearing is, if you express to someone what you need to feel loved in the relationship, to not be afraid to do that. But also, if they don't do it straight away, that you're not letting your anxiety or fear of being hurt get in the way and then become too demanding. To get back together and to try again and to try and make this work, you need to have more understanding of one another and communicate. Communication is a huge one. Okay, so what lies beneath this? That's another one of my new decks. So, and we're talking about what's blocking this. So what you need to be doing, what they need to be doing to clear these blocks in their feels. So they're in their feelings for you at the moment. But again, anxiety and holding on to the past versions of one another. But bugaboo, so they see you as someone that you might have had funny nicknames for one another, like pet names. That's what I'm hearing when I see bugaboo. So they might be thinking about how, like, when you were having good times, how comfortable you were with one another. So it's like you are holding on to past versions of one another, but also the good parts. It's not all bad. And I think they're reflecting on that. Investigation. So they might be checking in on you. They might be doing their research on... when I see investigating, I do think that they're keeping an eye on you. They might be checking your social media and just kind of touching base every so often to see where you're at in life, to see if there's been growth there as well. But let's get in their feels. I see the investigating card as the spy card. In their feels. Caution. So for this to be what lies beneath, it's like you need to... When I see caution, I'm seeing it more as in you guys need to allow yourself to feel the feelings you have for one another, but not holding on so tightly to what happened in the past. It is something that needs to be discussed and dealt with over time, with once union is to happen, but it's not... When they say caution, I'm seeing it as in don't hold on to these things. Not because you don't need to address those issues when they come back into contact with you, but not letting yourself continue to see them as how they were before, because then it can be a detriment again to the new relationship you have with them. And under bugaboo, you got keeping a secret. But when I see that with investigating, it's like you don't know that they still have feelings for you. You don't know that they're watching you because they're keeping this to themselves. It is a secret. You're not aware that they're watching or that they're really in their feelings about you and keeping tabs on you. Investigating. Investigating. Trash, throwing away, getting rid of, tossing out. So if that's to confirm investigating and there's promiscuous on the bottom, sleeps around, a temptress, free for all, steals your man. So if your person's keeping an eye on you, I'm hearing two things. One, that they think that maybe you're out there dating, but two, that they had someone connected to them after you that they are getting rid of. It was just someone that they basically was keeping around, probably a situationship kind of thing that they were keeping around to try to make them forget you, but it didn't work. And now that they are in their feelings about you and they're keeping an eye on you, it might even be that this person saw your person looking at your stuff, that this person, they needed to get rid of this person basically to clear their energy so that they can actually buckle down and do the work that's required to come back towards you. Okay, let's get some tarot. Actually, first what I'll do is I'll get how they see you. How does the person on the collective's mind see them, please? YouTube collective. Passion, good start. They have a lot of passion for you and they know that the chemistry and passion they have for you has never been matched in anyone else. Confusion. Okay, so they can feel confused. So they're confused about you. And when that's come out after passion, I feel like maybe the confusion is that they don't, especially if you're holding on to old versions of one another, they don't know if when they think about you and they're in their feelings about you, that whether it's just passion as in lust for you or whether it's passion that's an actual deep soul connection. They're still confused about what the connection really is. They just know that they feel so much for you. Intimacy and intensity, again, you've got passion and intimacy and intensity with confusion in the middle. I definitely think this person has so many feelings for you and they're feeling this magnetic pull towards you, but they're confused by it. I don't think they understand fully the depths of the connection. All they know is that it's like this strong connection to you, this passion, this intimacy, this intensity, but they still don't understand they still don't understand if it's just lust, that they're still very attracted to you, but they don't understand why they can't let go of you. Transformation, so that's under passion. So I think especially if they're investigating you, if they're keeping an eye on you, they're watching you transform, and maybe that's part of why they're feeling this sudden surge of passion towards you. Confusion. Addictions. So I think I'm seeing that card that said addictions clouded my judgment. And I think that that's what kept them confused in this connection. And that might be something they're working on. Intensity. Spying. So they are spying. So that just confirms that card that said investigation. And that's come out under intimacy and intensity. So if they're seeing you transform, and maybe they're watching you follow your passion too. But I think what's happening now is they have a lot of passion for you. They were confused. They were clouded. Their judgment was clouded because of addictions. But through watching your transformation, they're feeling, like I said, that magnetic pull towards you. They're watching what you're doing and they're really in their feelings. They know that they have this connection with you, that they're not ready yet to come forward, obviously, because you have these blocks. I think you're still holding on to these past versions of each other, but they know by watching you how much they want you. They're avoiding it at the moment. Avoidant. So they're trying to avoid it, but at the same time, they're just making it worse because they're spying on you. Movement. Okay, so that came out under avoidance. So I think they are going to move towards you soon. With that avoidant, it's like they have been avoiding this. They've been in that spying energy where they're keeping an eye on you, but they're not actually doing anything about it. But movement's the last card, and distance. So they could be moving towards you. If there is physical distance, they're going to move towards you. They might have to travel to you, but as well emotional distance. They might be going from an avoidant and shifting that emotional distance into actually finally taking movement. That horse galloping towards. They don't want to avoid this anymore. And I think to have passion and intimacy intensity, I think this is bubbling up inside them, and they're not going to be able, they can't avoid it anymore. They know they need to move towards you. Okay. So I'm going to get Time Island Wellness to see what's coming next, this movement. What's coming next, and then I'll get some message cards to see what it is that they want to say to you. Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting, hesitation. So I think at the moment they're in hesitation, but soon the energy's about to change and they're going to move towards you. Stabbed in the back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. So if the ending happened quite shockingly, or there was a lot of pain and heartbreak in how it ended, I think this communication will be about you guys going over that and them explaining themselves, going over outdated thinking. And what did I say? Holding on to past versions of one another, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. So that has to be let go of. But I think a conversation is needed. You're not going to be able to fully let go of those things because you need to have a conversation to go over those things, multiple conversations, and through time and action, seeing the difference. Cupid's arrow. Not enough, feeling frustrated, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. Okay, so ascending came out under stabbed in the back. So however this ending happened, you've both been growing in this time, but the blocks holding on to the old versions of one another, as well as worrying that the changes that they've seen in you might be why you wouldn't take them back. Does that make sense? But they're learning, they're expanding, you both are. You're ready for a new phase. So whatever this pain was that you caused one another, it's preparing you for union in the future. Outdated thinking. But the things that were, the events that you're both overplaying in your mind are the things that kept you frustrated when you were in the relationship, and that needs to be healed. But soulmates, you see each other as soulmates, soul connection, partnership agreement, soul contract. So these things are what need to be cleared out for them to come forward. But the Phoenix, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. You're both growing, and these blocks that you've got, you need time to shift those thought processes. Once you've cleared that, then movement can happen, because then when they come in, you can just talk about these things that you've been playing over in your mind, and the things that kept you apart, and what happened in your separation that helped you grow, and what you learnt from it. All right, so let's get some messages from your person. What would they like to say to you? But now's not the time, so don't hold on to this as something that's happening soon. It's too soon. Okay, so you got, please unblock me. Yeah, that's me calling you from an unknown number. And I look at my phone every day hoping I would see a message from you. So this is reminding me of that card that's like, I've written 1,000 messages and just not sent them. They're hovering over their phone wanting to reach out to you, but they keep hesitating, and it's because of these blocks. They've probably written out these huge messages to send to you and then just never press send because they are overplaying events in their head. They have a fear of rejection. It's their own ego too that's affecting this. And if you don't have each other physically blocked, it might be just emotionally, because you got distance, remember? So it could be emotional distance. So they might feel emotionally blocked by you. I was hiding my true feelings from you because I was scared of commitment and I didn't want to lose my freedom. So that's the spying. They're not ready to come forward yet. So calling you from an unknown number, or they might be messaging or emailing you from pretending to be someone else, or just silly things like that, very immature. So if they're in that energy still, they're not ready to come forward. But they're always hoping that they're going to hear from you or that you're going to reach out, but they're hiding at the moment. I'm going to put a ring on it when the time is right. So I'm going to leave it at that because, yeah, I didn't feel like I was on your level. You're a boss. I'm very insecure. So they have been watching you and they've been seeing you grow, maybe follow your passion, getting stronger and blossoming. So seeing you grow has made them feel insecure. It's kind of playing into those fear and jealousy and ego issues that they have. But it's just, now's not the right time. If they're spying or they're contacting you pretending to be someone else just to kind of have contact with you, but they're not showing their true feelings yet. Yes, I'm going to put a ring on it when the time is right came out. That is when the time is right. And it's just not that time right now. You both need to clear these blocks of how you see one another and working on those things that make you feel insecure about one another so that you can come in confidently and work on it together. But like I said, there's another collective up on TikTok this morning about what to expect when you do come into union. So you can check that out.